I'm changing every name here because the people involved still have money, lawyers, and friends who say, let's keep this quiet while destroying your life. This started 6 months ago. My family was normal before that. Not rich, just normal. Then my dad's repair shop closed after the landlord doubled the rent. Suddenly, normal became mom checking the price of eggs like they were luxury jewelry. That was how we ended up at Ashbourne Academy. Ashbourne was the most expensive boarding school in our state, with stone buildings, iron gates, and students whose last names were on hospital wings. Mom heard they needed a night kitchen manager, and the job came with a staff family tuition discount. Except, there was a catch. My younger sister Chloe and I could keep attending classes there only if we worked after school as service aides. Service aides was the fancy way of saying poor students cleaning up after rich students.
Maya, Chloe, please, best behavior. We need this.
Chloe smiled like an angel. I nodded like a person walking into a courtroom. Then Headmistress Celeste Varden appeared at the front steps.
So you are Elena's daughters. The older one looks useful.
I was the older one. Chloe tilted her head and smiled harder.
And the younger one? We'll see.
3 months later, I was doing my work, Chloe's work, and apologizing for weather. By month 3, the commands never stopped. Gallery windows, silverware, trophy case. And when she asked why the floor looked walked on, I wanted to say, because people have feet, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Chloe, meanwhile, had developed a mysterious condition that only appeared during chores. Chloe whispered that her head hurt, which happened to be exactly when chores appeared. I told her her head always hurt when there were dishes. She said maybe dishes triggered it. I told her maybe laziness did. Then she said not to be dramatic, because I was good at this stuff. I hated that sentence because it made being used sound like a talent. The only place I felt like myself was the old greenhouse. It had cracked windows, dead vines, and a broken fountain that sounded like it was coughing. I started cleaning it after shifts. I told myself it was for extra credit, but it was the only room at Ashbourne where nobody looked at me like I owed them something. Then Rowan Varden came back. He had been studying overseas, and the school treated his return like a prince had arrived, not a guy in an expensive sweater. Chloe saw Rowan's photo on the alumni wall and grabbed my arm. She asked if that was him. When I told her it was Rowan Varden, Headmistress Varden's son, she said he was gorgeous. He was, annoyingly gorgeous, the kind that makes your brain drop its books. Then she whispered that she was going to make him fall in love with her. I reminded her she could not even make herself show up to linen duty. She said she could show up for love. I said she could show up for money. Chloe told me it was the same building, just a different door. The next day, Headmistress Varden announced that Rowan would attend the founders' dinner that evening. Every hall had to be spotless, every candle straight, every glass polished. She handed me a novel-length list.
One mistake, Maya, and your mother's discount arrangement will be reviewed.
That was how rich people threatened you. They used paperwork. Chloe looked at her service uniform like it had personally insulted her.
I'm not wearing this tonight.
We have 4 hours to reset the dining hall.
You're faster than me.
Because I actually do it. She smiled, kissed the air near my cheek, and disappeared. I cleaned everything alone. Near midnight, I carried the last box of debate trophies through the west corridor and cut through the greenhouse. That was where the bottom of the box split open. Silver cups hit the stone floor like a metal avalanche. I froze, already imagining Headmistress Varden turning it into a tuition review. Then, someone crouched beside me and started picking up trophies.
Don't panic. Half of these are from boys who thought yelling was debate.
Rowan Varden was kneeling on the greenhouse floor in an expensive sweater, holding a dusty trophy shaped like a winged woman with no head. Oh my gosh, please don't tell your mother.
About the tragic trophy landslide?
About me being anywhere near it.
This school has survived worse than gravity.
I'm Maya. I mean, you probably know that because I'm usually carrying something heavy and trying not to make eye contact with your mother.
I'm Rowan.
I know. The alumni wall made that extremely clear. He laughed, then helped me stack the trophies behind a planter. After that, he asked what I wanted to do after Ashbourne. No one at that school had asked me that without also asking if I had cleared their plate. I want to work in student advocacy. Scholarship law? Maybe. I don't know. I just hate how one signature can decide whether a kid gets a future.
That fits.
Cleaning chandeliers fits me?
No. Noticing when a system is unfair and refusing to call it normal.
That was the first dangerous thing he said. Dangerous because I remembered it. We talked for 22 minutes. I checked later because I needed proof. When I stepped into the hall, Chloe was waiting. Her smile was gone.
I saw you.
We were talking.
You promised you'd stay away from him.
I didn't promise anything.
You knew I liked him first.
Chloe, he's not a parking spot.
If you ruin this for me, I'll tell Mom you were sleeping in the library.
The founder's dinner was torture. I stood near the main table with a silver tray of name cards while Rowan kept looking at me like I was real. Then Mr. Whitmore, one of the biggest donors, frowned at his card. It said Arthur Whitmore Jr. Apparently, he had spent 20 years paying people not to use the junior.
I find this insulting.
Headmistress Varden turned slowly toward me. I hadn't printed the cards. But I was holding the tray, which meant I was the closest poor person available.
Maya, did you think this was amusing?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Mother, she didn't make those.
Sit down. Kitchen. Now.
The walk from the dining hall to the kitchen was 46 steps. I counted every one. Mom was there in her apron, already scared before anyone spoke.
Your daughter is careless. One more incident, and the tuition arrangement ends.
Mom's face folded in on itself.
Yes, headmistress.
That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because of the wine, because of Mom's face. I went to the greenhouse. Rowan found me there.
I'm sorry about dinner.
You didn't spill the wine.
No, but I know how my mother uses fear.
We sat on the cracked stone bench under the dead vines. It should have been ugly. Somehow, it felt peaceful. Then Chloe appeared at the door.
Maya, Mom needs you.
My stomach dropped. I ran all the way back. Mom was asleep in the staff apartment. Chloe had lied. The next morning, Rowan barely looked at me. I found him outside the chapel and forced myself to speak. Did I do something?
Chloe showed me a screenshot.
What screenshot? He handed me his phone. It was a fake message from me calling Rowan useful for recommendations. For 1 second, I couldn't breathe. I didn't write that.
You didn't?
Chloe made it up. He looked at the phone again, then at me.
I wanted to ask you for coffee. Off campus. Somewhere my mother can't order the cups to judge us.
I laughed before I could stop myself. Saturday. But I'm warning you, I have exactly one decent sweater.
You'll survive.
Saturday was the best night I'd had in months. We went to a diner near the bus station. He ordered pancakes at 7 p.m. and got syrup on his sleeve. I didn't tell him because I liked that he didn't notice. For 3 hours, nobody called me staff. Then we returned to Ashbourne. Headmistress Varden was waiting in the main hall beside a girl in a silver dress and an alumni photographer.
Perfect timing. Rowan, stand beside Isla.
Why?
Because the Whitmores are underwriting the new scholarship wing, and apparently, I'm the friendly face. At the scholarship gala, you and Isla will announce the Varden-Whitmore Legacy Partnership. The board expects unity. Your father's trust lets me restrict access if you damage institutional interests.
That's not a partnership.
No, it's survival.
The photographer lifted his camera. Rowan didn't move. That silence hurt more than if he had walked away.
You. Take Miss Whitmore's garment cases to the guest suite. And don't drag them. They cost more than your mother's car.
Just like that, I remembered what I was. Not Rowan State, the help. When I reached our staff room, Chloe was crying.
He's basically being sold.
I noticed.
This was supposed to be my way out.
Your way out was a person?
You don't get it. You have student advocacy dreams. You have a plan.
My plan is debt and exhaustion.
Still a plan.
Then she said something that made the room tilt.
Mom got fired while you were out.
What?
Headmistress Varden said the kitchen budget was being restructured. She made security walk Mom out.
But our tuition?
Mom had a signed agreement. We're covered until graduation.
That made no sense. Headmistress Varden did not sign kindness into paper. Mom didn't leave a sweet note. She left a mess. Her work apron was folded on my bed, and inside the pocket was a crumpled tuition invoice with 3 numbers circled in blue ink. 14, 9, 3. On the back, Mom had written one sentence. Old Chapel Archive, 3rd drawer. Trust the paper trail. This wasn't emotional. It was a map. The next afternoon, Headmistress Varden took Isla to meet donors. Chloe and I slipped into the old chapel archive, a dusty records room under the choir loft. I didn't fully trust Chloe, but she knew every locked door because she had spent months hiding from work. The 3rd drawer of the archive cabinet had a brass lock. I tried the numbers from the invoice. 14, 9, 3. The lock clicked. Inside were folders, bank transfers, donor letters, signed threats, and copies of Ashbourne Scholarship Trust checks redirected into shell companies. Rowan appeared behind us. I almost screamed.
I followed you. I'm sorry. I had to know.
This isn't stealing.
I know.
He picked up one folder and went pale.
My father created this fund.
Headmistress Varden hadn't just stolen money. She had stolen from the students she smiled about at every gala. The gala was 2 nights later. Ashbourne's ballroom glittered with gold lights, white flowers, and rich people pretending charity was a personality. I stood near the side wall in my service uniform, holding copies of the documents under my tray. Headmistress Varden stepped onto the stage.
My late husband believed education should open doors. Tonight, we honor his legacy.
That was when I walked forward. My knees were shaking so badly I thought I might fall. Excuse me, Headmistress. Every face turned toward me. Her smile sharpened.
Maya, return to your station.
No. The word came out small. Then Rowan stood.
Let her speak.
My name is Maya Rivera. My mother worked in your kitchen until she found records showing that scholarship money was being moved into private accounts. The room exploded in whispers.
Security.
2 guards moved toward me. Chloe stepped in front of them.
She has copies. So do I. So does Rowan. And so does every board member who just got the email.
I looked at my sister. She was shaking too, but she didn't move.
My mother has been moving Ashbourne Scholarship Trust money through shell vendors for 5 years. The full packet went to the board.
For 1 second, nobody moved. Then the board chair stood from the front row. He had a red bow tie and the most terrifying calm voice I had ever heard.
Celeste, step away from the podium.
Headmistress Varden's face changed for the first time. Not anger, fear. The school's legal counsel walked on stage with 2 security guards. Not police, just paperwork coming alive.
Effective immediately, your authority over Ashbourne accounts is suspended pending investigation.
But everyone saw. Every donor. Every student. Everyone who had believed her pearls meant honesty.
This is bad lighting.
Isla left during the chaos. I would have laughed if I hadn't been trying not to throw up. Afterward, Rowan found me outside the greenhouse.
I'm sorry.
For what?
For freezing when my mother turned me into a board announcement.
I looked at the cracked glass above us. I'm tired of people being silent.
I know.
He didn't ask me to forgive him. That helped. Headmistress Varden was removed from Ashbourne that night. The investigation is still going, and I'll probably have to testify, which makes my stomach hurt. Mom got a better job at another school kitchen, one where nobody wears pearls to threaten people. Chloe actually works now. Not perfectly, not magically, but she shows up even when she complains the whole time. Rowan and I are still talking. Not dating exactly. Not dating. It's complicated in the way things get complicated when someone's mother tried to financially destroy your family. And me? I got accepted into a student advocacy pre-law program. Partial aid, not full. I'll still have loans and weekend shifts. It's not a movie ending. Sometimes I still panic when I see red wine on white fabric, and sometimes I still hear Headmistress Varden saying, "Return to your station." But I don't. Not anymore. If there's one thing I learned, it's that rich people don't always need locks because they think nobody below them can read the paperwork.